If you somehow stumbled upon this channel, then that means you want to make more money. And I'm here to tell you right now, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be an expert. In fact, you don't even have to go to college. You don't have to go to university. You don't have to be accepted in anything. And you can smoke a ton of weed. And I'm not saying you got to do it right now, but I'm just here to tell you that this is possible. In fact, there's lots of people out there that have done that, myself included. That's not here to be like, do a lot of drugs. That's not the case. But what this whole channel is about, I'm basically starting a brand new one from scratch, is to help you guys understand how you can actually turn your knowledge, your experience, your passions into a monetary vehicle that can make you a lot of money. Because over the last few years, a business that was like grown from literally 0 to 8 figures, as verified and awarded by that plaque in the background there. I don't know what the hell I'm pointing at because I can't see the screen. But yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Palmer Joseph. Again, brand new channel. How the hell would you know who I am? That's perfectly cool. But if you are someone that wants to actually turn your knowledge, your skill sets into like a machine that makes you a lot of money, I'm here for you. I really want to dedicate this entire channel to helping you do that for yourself. Because let's face it, things have changed a lot over the last few years, especially the last few decades. The biggest change, the biggest shift that we experience right now, pretty sure you're aware of this as well, is just education in itself. Education will never go away. Us as humans, we still always want to learn more, get better, and absorb more content to make us wiser, smarter, and more efficient. That's never going to change. But how we consume it has definitely shifted. Because if you really think about it, the traditional sense of like the safe path of going to school, getting good grades, getting a job, working really hard and getting promoted, and then buying that white picket fence, yeah, that's kind of dead. That's been dead for like 150 years. So if that's something you have learned from your parents, including my own, I'm here to tell you right now, you already know that doesn't work. Because if you look around in society today, everyone's kind of just broke and they're scattered and they don't really know what to do. Everyone feels very lost in their own way. And that's because we are living in a world where a lot of things, especially the most common traditional things we have learned growing up, are starting to become flawed, and people are starting to realize that. And because of that, even though we still want an education, we have realized that the best way to actually get ahead in life is no longer going down the same path of college and university. In fact, if you really think about it, if you just do a quick Google search, you'll see that there's less people enrolling into post-secondary education, and more people are actually going into the online space right now, and that's why it's kind of blowing up, and that's why there's this massive movement because people are realizing that there's so many subjects that they're being taught that they have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for that they don't have to do. Like I had to go and take calculus in high school, and to this day, I don't even use it anywhere. I don't know. You probably did too. Can you tell me the last time you had to do some sort of math equation to, I don't know, measure your flour or something? Makes no sense. And that's why more people are spending less money getting faster results online in the education space. And if that's you, I really want to help you get through that as well. Because this is something that's been done for literally many years, almost a decade now. It's gone through a lot of trial and error, relentless optimization, basically just pouring tens of thousands of dollars into making things work and basically burning through all that. But at the same time, the business had to also hire a bunch of different mentors because that's how we get better. Okay, literally spent over a couple $100,000 just learning from people like the biggest and best names, many of them you probably know right now, to learn and get better results from. And that's kind of just how the business has grown to 8 figures as it is today. Because if you really think about it, a lot of people, the most successful ones in the world, they went down the same path too of like hiring and working with people that they know have gotten results already, that have gone down the same path, can help them alleviate some possible bottlenecks, constraints, and basically bypass all those pain points. And that's kind of what I want to do for free in this channel. So if that's the kind of stuff you like to learn, then subscribe to the channel. Because again, there's lots of stuff that works in the background for any business. Because if business was really that easy, then everybody would be a millionaire. But just that's not the case. I'm not here to tell you you're going to be a millionaire overnight or next week or next month. It's going to take quite a bit of time, quite a bit of work, quite a bit of effort. And if you are not the type of person that wants to put any effort, then you might as well just stick to what you're doing right now and just accept life as it is, because that's just kind of how things go. You kind of have to put in a lot of work, a lot of effort to actually get something that you truly want. And this doesn't just apply to making money. This applies to literally every part of our life: health, wealth, relationships. We got to make effort to make something happen. Because as I progress into this channel, you will start to realize that there's a lot of things that actually make this work. Because what you see online, especially you see successful businesses, maybe you see mine in the past too, is that you only see the surface, much like you see the little iceberg effect. You only see the top, and that's kind of like success. And as you boil down, there's more like perseverance, late nights, hard work, anxiety, roller coasters, testing, tweaking, optimization, funnels, VSLs. Everything is done to the point where it has to work flawlessly, and it has to be systematized to automate the process as much as possible. And that's something that has been done and perfected over the years. So if that is something that you actually want to do for yourself, then stick around, watch my videos, because I'm going to show you everything that has kind of changed over the last few years, what worked, what didn't work, and kind of like how things have evolved over time. Because that's just how life is, and that's kind of how business is as well. Things change. So if you're someone that's kind of like looking to scale to maybe like 50, 100K a month, I'd love to help you out. That's something that obviously I had to go through as well. Or maybe if you are someone that's already has an offer, are already making some money, and you're looking to scale past that maybe into 200, 300, $400,000 a month, fantastic. Love to help you out as well, because at the end of the day, we all go through little pathways and little stepping stones as we progress up and up and up. And yeah, so if you're the type of person that maybe just be starting at the bottom, you just have to understand you don't have to be an expert at everything right off the bat. That's kind of like the biggest misconception a lot of people have today, is that they need to know everything in order for them to actually make a lot of money. And I'm here to tell you right now, as long as you're like a step or two ahead of someone else, you can actually charge and make money for that. I'm not here to tell you to do it with like the wrong intentions, but you have to understand the value you're providing, and you have to ensure that the amount you charge for that is equivalent to what you're providing. So the more stuff you give them, the more stuff you can help them out with, then obviously you can raise a bigger price. And along with that, as you get more and more testimonials, more and more results, and more people actually saying that it works, guess what? Your price goes up as well, because it's just social proof. And that's kind of like what everyone wants. So, needless to say, if you are down that path where you're actually looking to scale and grow past further yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't really get to $5 to even $1 million a month without a team. You can't do this all by yourself. I'm sure there's like unicorns or like really strange people out there that can do that all by themselves, but I'm here to tell you right now, that's probably like the biggest thing, the biggest problem that people assume is that they have to do it themselves. And you can't do that. And I tried to do that for a very long time along with my business partner, my team. It can't be done. You need people on your side with the same goals, with the same path to actually help you achieve such great amounts, right? You can't do this by yourself. And so what I want to get to is that if you are someone that does want to get some help, maybe you want me to look into your funnel, maybe you want me to look into your copywriting, whatever the case is, because a lot of things do work in order. If you get those orders wrong, the whole thing kind of just falls apart. So if you want some one-on-one help, I'm more than happy to help you out. It's completely for free. I'll put a link in the description down below. Click in. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I'm more than happy to help you out, and we'll just chat. I want to talk. But yeah, if that is something that you want to do, hit me up. And if you don't, that's totally cool. But in the next few channels, in the next few videos, I'm going to help you guys uncover more and more things about what needs to go in place in order for you to grow to 6 or 7 or even 8 figures in your online business, teaching people how to do whatever it is that you're telling them to do. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.